Good morning, Ann. Katherine Jackson is considered the rock of the Jackson family, with 9 children, including Michael Jackson, the king of pop. Katherine Jackson told me those 7 days as she waited for the jury to come back were nail-biters. But the whole trial took everything out of her son, both physically and mentally.
One of the reasons why it devastated him, the people that he was good to, and he would tell me, he said, "Mother, these people, when they say call your next witness," he said, and I look around and I'm surprised. It's people that I've helped, and they're up there trying to get money off, make money off of me by lying. I don't understand how people can do that.
Do you think your son, Michael Jackson, has shaken these allegations of child molestation once and for all?
He's been proven not to be a child molester, and they know he's not. But some people just want to believe what they want to believe. They believe what they believe. I can't stop that. But I wish they would stop and think about it, that he's not a child molester, he's not a pedophile, and he doesn't give liquor to children. These kids were bad kids.
If you could see the boy and the mother, what would you say to them?
You know what? I couldn't even answer that right now. It all depends on what mood I'm in when I see them. And I feel sorry for them too. And from what I hear about their past, I feel sorry for their future if they don't change their way.
Some of the jurors said that they believed your son may have molested someone else before, but they didn't believe the words of this family.
I think there was one juror. I think they said juror number 1 said that. I can't change his mind. He believed what he wants to believe.
I spoke with District Attorney Tom Sneddon. He was unapologetic. Said he made no mistakes and would do it again. What do you say to Tom Sneddon?
Maybe he didn't make no mistakes in what he called no mistakes, but he made a big mistake. My son's not a pedophile.
Are you angry at the way that some perceive that he went after your son, targeted your son?
You want me to answer that? I do. My son's a better person than he is. Because what he did to my son would never do to anyone else. And another thing, too, that ranch was not built to lure little children into there just to molest them, as the prosecutors tried to say. When he let people come out there and enjoy the ranch, everything is free, and he's always been taught to give and to share. And this is what he always say. And when I ask him, "Michael, please don't let anyone else come on your ranch," he said, "Mother, if I have to help these people from now on, I'll help them from a distance." And I was thinking to myself, forget it, don't help them at all if they're going to cause you this much, problems in your life. But he never said that he would not help.
But do you think from here on out he will say, okay, no kids, no boys in the bedroom, because I don't want to be accused of something?
Well, I'm sure he's not going to do that now. Twice he's been accused of doing something he hadn't done.
How did this trial affect you personally?
If you ask any mother that really loves and cares for a child, they would know how I felt. I had anxiety sometimes. I prayed about all of that. He was my child, and I loved him, and I was going to stick by him.
And there have also been a lot of questions as to whether Michael Jackson should now sell Neverland, the place where all of this started. Tomorrow we're going to show you what his mother thinks he should do, and whether you will see a Jackson family reality TV show in the near future. And
some people might think we already have seen one. Did Mrs. Jackson talk specifically about this week of waiting for the verdict, what that must have been like?
Indeed she did, and she said that every day they waited on pins and needles, Ann, and she said that once they got that call, she and Michael took that final drive to the courthouse together. She said most of the ride they were silent, and she simply prayed that her son would not go to prison, Ann.
All right, Rita Cosby this morning, thank you so much.
One question that continuously comes up, could Michael Jackson's problem with his children stem from his early years? Let's give you a little background here. Michael was born August 29th, 1958, to Katherine and Joseph Jackson. His dad was a steel mill worker, barely able to make ends meet. As the 9 brothers and sisters lived in a small 2-bedroom house in Gary, Indiana, with, get this, one bathroom. The Jackson Five was formed in the mid-1960s, and Michael soon became lead singer, but they didn't hit it big until 1969 when Berry Gordy signed them to a contract as the next big Motown act. But did Michael miss something along the way to the superstardom? More now of my exclusive interview with Katherine Jackson. What happened in Michael's childhood that he feels such an attachment to children? What did he miss?
Michael started singing when he was at a very young age, and he missed out on a lot of things in his childhood. Most of the time he was in the studio when the other kids had free time, and then after that he went on tour and he had to practice and do all of that. He did miss out on a lot of his childhood.
Why is he so attached to children?
You know what? Only way I can answer that question is all of my children are like that. If a little kid came in the room now, they would gravitate to that child, pick him up, hug him, and squeeze him, and kiss him, and all that. That's what they do.
Is there anything that you would have done differently as a mother in raising him?
Well, the only thing that I feel that I didn't do, I didn't prepare my children for the world. They were sheltered. The world is evil. The world is wicked. And I didn't prepare them for that. That ranch was not built to lure little children into there just to molest them, as the prosecutors tried to say. He gives back. And he's always been taught to give and to share. And this is what he always say. And when I ask him, Michael, please, don't let anyone else come on your ranch, or don't get friendly with any of these families. He said, Mother, if I have to help these people from now on, I'll help them from a distance. And I was thinking to myself, forget it, don't help them at all if they're going to cause you this much, problems in your life. But he never said that he would not help.
When he said he'll help from a distance, is that after the verdict?
During the verdict. And after, too.
Do you think he will change and maybe not do as many things with young boys? Maybe not even have them even near his bedroom at all?
Well, you know what? Michael didn't lure these children in his bedroom. As if my grandson told me, he said, Grandma, you know how that is. He said, when we're with Uncle Michael, we have so much fun. And after time comes to go to bed or to go in, we keep following him. And we just follow him right into the bedroom. We bunk on the floor and all this stuff, and we have fun.
But do you think from here on out he will say, okay, no kids, no boys in the bedroom, because I don't want to be accused of something?
I'm sure he's not going to do that now. Twice he's been accused of doing something he hadn't done.
After this ordeal, has Michael lost trust in people?
Yes.
Will it change him?
It's hard for him to trust anyone almost.
What kind of a relationship does Michael have with his children?
Very. I wish you could see it.
I wish I could too.
Very good relationship with his children. They love him to death, and he loved them.
There were some commentators that were taking some jabs at the names of the kids. One of them being Prince Michael. Where did that name come from?
Well, my father's name is Prince. My grandfather's name is Prince. And my great-grandfather's name is Prince. And I don't know what they're trying to say.
So it was a loving tribute to your father?
Yes.
Not a wacky name that was picked?
No, it's not.
There was a bad dad list that came out recently. And your husband was listed along with Michael, but your husband, stating that your husband would get the kids up at 4:30 in the morning and rehearse.
That is not the truth.
Did your husband push them too hard? Maybe push Michael too hard early on?
No.
Michael's even sort of said that, though. He suggested that.
Michael said that because sometimes when the kids, like any other family, if they're wrong, if kids do something bad, they get spankings.
So it was just a good spanking, not a beating, not abuse?
No.
understand in 2005 you were with him and actually took him to a hospital at one point, correct?
Yes, that's right. That was the last week of the trial. And when I got a call from Joe and a message from his mother that I needed to come out and just take a look at him because they was worried about his demeanor. When I get there, I go to the trial. From there, we go back to Neverland. And he asked me to come upstairs, and then he grabbed me and started crying and said, please don't leave me. They're trying to kill me. And I said, when's the last time you ate? He said, no, they'll poison me. I said, well, when's the last time you drank water? And so one thing led to another. So I have a friend of mine that has this huge machine in L.A., Global Cardia Care. I said, if you can bring this machine down, Michael's agreed to get on it. And they clamp you and they squeeze you, and it'll print out everything in your body. And the only thing that it printed out was he was extremely dehydrated. Nothing wrong with his heart, nothing wrong with his lungs. And so the next day after we left court, I said, I need to take you to a hospital. He said, no, they'll kill me. And I said, well, let's do this. Let's let nobody know where we're going. Let me drive you up to San Francisco to a hospital that don't even know we coming. He agreed to that. And then I said, look, 20 miles away from here, let's go to one of these hospitals. And we went to a hospital, and they examined him, and at 5:30, or a little bit before 6, they started intravenously putting liquid in him. At 6 o'clock the next morning, they were still putting water in him. And the doctor said to me, had he waited 12 more hours, he would have been dead.